opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Welcome to the show. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. We talk about practical real estate investing. What does that mean? That doesn't mean these weird deals where you put together a land trust and sell this to somebody else and do this and all that weird stuff. We just practical real estate investing. If you're a guy or gal out there that just wants to expose your personal net worth to real estate, this is the show for you. If you're somebody who wants to make real estate career, this show is definitely for you. We can explain how we did that over the last 4 years. Quick synopsis of who we are. Business partner Tom and I started back in July of 2013. We bought 7 houses in 2013. And then in 2014, we bought 67. And then the year after that, we bought 70. 90. Sorry, somebody walked by the studio and I just waved at them. So we bought 90, and the following year we bought 120. And this year, we should hit about 150. We buy houses right now just in Houston, Texas. We've bought some out of the city. We bought a handful up there in DFW, north of Houston. We buy houses 4 different ways because there's only 4 ways to make money in real estate. That's it. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. There's only 4 ways to make money in real estate. Buy and hold, meaning becoming the landlord. Fix and flip, buying a house, fixing it up, selling it on the retail market. A lot of those shows that you see on TV, that's what they are. They're fix and flip shows. Third one's become a wholesaler. What a wholesaler does is get a property under contract and then sells that contract to an end buyer, which is typically another investor. Fourth way is to become the bank. You lend your money or capital you have access to on real estate deals. That's it. There's only 4 ways to make money in this business. That's all of them. That's the whole shooting match. And I want to talk about on today's show, for some reason the title didn't transfer over here on Facebook, but the title of today's show is You're Still Building on a Blueprint When You Knew Less. You're still building on a blueprint when you knew less. How many of y'all, most of the folks that listen to this radio show, you're a professional in some other arena in your life other than real estate? And how many of you have gone out, you started your career, you went and did your undergraduate education? You're studying science, engineering, math, technology, business. You're studying something in college. And you graduated college, and then you got out into the world of work. Maybe you did an internship while you were in school, a couple of internships, and then you got a job. So now you're out in the world of work, and you started working, and then you realized, I really don't like what I'm doing. Or maybe I like doing this better. Your blueprint changed as you knew more about what you wanted to do as a career, for a trade. How many of you that have started real estate investing and you're still operating under the same blueprint as you did when you were new? How many of y'all are in that scenario right now? You started out, you were told one thing, you were taught one thing, and you're still doing it that way. I'll tell you one I hear all the time, and I joke about it at our weekend retreat. I call it the Graduate School of Real Estate. And maybe you've had this scenario. I know I've had this thought, this plan before. And that is, first you start out in single family, and you do a little wholesaling, and then you flip a couple properties. And then you're going to graduate to multifamily, small multifamily. And then you're going to graduate to bigger multifamily. And then you're going to go to office. And then you're going to go to bigger office space. And next you're going to be Trump, and you're going to have, a 10,000 or a million square foot building. Like, how many of you got sold on that plan? And I can tell you, I was under the same plan for years when I first started in this business. And what you realize is, as you know more, your blueprint will change. How many of you are operating on the same blueprint that you constructed when you were brand new in real estate? Most people operate in that way. It's actually one of the main reasons why most people don't get to their goals in real estate, because they're so focused on this blueprint that was, I don't want to say it was outdated. It didn't have the appropriate knowledge to be able to implement that in the real world and get you to your goals. Over the years, I've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate education. And nobody ever sat me down and said, hey, Jason, before you write us a big check for real estate education, what is it you're trying to do? Nobody ever had that conversation with me. Ever. Ever. All they said is, get up, run to the back of the room, sign up for this stuff, you'll be a millionaire in a month, which is utter nonsense. What is it that you're trying to do? Because as a real estate consultant and coach, I've got a blueprint. I got a couple of different blueprints. I really have 4 when you really get down to it. I got 4 blueprints. If the place you're trying to get to doesn't fit on those 4 blueprints, there's no point in you being in our group. Hey, Jason, I want to learn how to be a tech billionaire. Yeah, I don't have that blueprint over here. I got real estate blueprints. That's all I got. But I spent so much money on real estate education for stuff, for education that didn't have the right blueprint. And when you're new, you don't know any better because you're just trying to figure out, hey, I'm just trying to make a little bit more money, flipping some houses. I'm trying to buy some rental properties. I'm trying to do a couple of these different things. And people are selling you blueprints that probably do not, I shouldn't say probably, that I know don't work. I know they don't work because me and other people have bought those blueprints and tried to implement those blueprints. They don't work. You have to be very, very careful who you buy, who you consult with in real estate. I'll tell you right now, not one blueprint fits all. It's not like one of those hats, one size fits all. It really doesn't. Everybody listens to this radio show, and everybody that's in our group, they all have different resource constraints. Some of them have less money, some of them have more time, some of them have less time, some have more money. Everyone has different goals. Hey, Jason, I want to buy 20 rental properties in 5 years. I'm like, that's so easy, it's laughable. It doesn't sound, now if you're new, you're hearing that and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine owning 20 houses in 5 years. Trust me, it's super easy. Or Jason, I want to buy 20 houses in a year. Okay, that's a little more stout of a goal. How much money, how much time do you have? What skill sets do you possess? Who can we bring onto your team to help you do that? But you have to be very careful what blueprint you're operating on. I did a Facebook Live post this morning before I got to the radio show. And one of the things I talked about is you can be an expert in real estate, know everything about real estate, literally have a PhD in real estate. However, you may not know the things that are most important for you to be successful. For example, is your marketing aligned with your sales?
2 minutes.
And I know some of y'all that are buying houses on MLS, you're like, what marketing? What sales? I just wait for a good deal and then I just buy it. Could you buy more? Could you buy more houses? Could you put more under contract? Could you buy them for less? I know a lot of people, it's fascinating to me. Somebody sits down with me, they don't have to tell me what real estate club or coach they bought from. I just ask them what they do and where they're stuck. And then I can literally say, oh, you're a member of so-and-so. And they'll say, yeah, how did you know? Oh, I bought, I'm trying to be a buy and hold landlord. I bought 5 houses and I'm all out of seed capital. I'm like, oh, you're a member of so-and-so's group. Holy cow, how'd you know that?
1 minute.
Or another person will come up to me and they'll say, hey, I flipped 4 or 5 houses. Some I've made money on, some I haven't. I'm just trying to figure out how do I, make this business where I consistently make money on deals. Oh, you're a member of such and such a group. How did you know? If you do something long enough, a pattern will appear. You go to enough of these real estate coaches, you go to enough of these real estate gurus, and you talk to the other students in the room who've had, quote, success, and they're all stuck in the same place. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk more about the blueprint that you may be operating on. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Okay, this is funny. I'm on Facebook, and it says, people are joining, right? It says Jeff joined, Anthony joined, Ginger joined, Mike, Mr. Famous joined. And then it just says, Andy Helms is watching you.
At Quest IRA,
That's
we
kind
offer
of
retirement
kind of
accounts
creepy.
that can be used to invest
He didn't just
in real
join, he's
estate,
watching.
promissory notes, private entities,
Watching you.
and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Investor loans offering up to
minutes.
100% financing
Okay.
are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing to investors that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your
Well,
investment
yes, I
property?
am.
Hey,
Then
Jay,
call
we have
Fast
a
Track
caller.
Remodeling
His
at
name's Terry. I don't know if it's a girl or guy.
Okay.
But it's
9992
Terry from
or reach us
Sugarland.
on the web
Okay.
at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the
30
last 6
seconds.
years, Fast Track has
Okay.
completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817.
All right, Jay, hot
and look
mics.
for us on
Oh, don't forget
Facebook
about Terry
Live
from
at
Sugarland.
Okay.
Hot mics in 5, 4,
Facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Theme of today's show, you're still building on a blueprint when you knew less. We see this all the time. If someone tells me what's going on in their investing business, I can literally pick out what real estate club or coach they're involved with. I mean, I can hear their frustrations. Hey, Jason, I've got 5 rental properties. I got 7 rental properties. I got 8. Well, great, man. Congratulations. I mean, how many of you bought this year? None. When was the last time you bought a house? 3 years ago? Well, how come you haven't bought any more? Well, I'm all out of seed capital. I don't know how to buy any more houses. Let me guess, you're a member of such and such group. And they look at me and they go, how did you know? I said, because I run into you guys all the time. So we got a caller on the line, Terry from Sugarland. Terry, you're on with Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. What can I do for you?
Good morning, Jason. How you doing this morning?
Doing good.
Great. Listen, I had a question for you this morning. I own currently 16 rental properties. Some I own outright. Some I have through owner financing with low interest rates, low terms. And then others that I own through traditional mortgages through the bank. And my question is, on some of these, I can't refi them because of the balances, basically. The banks won't refi them after a certain balance. So my question is, what are your opinions about making extra payments to pay down those balances in a faster rate? I've heard some people say that they prefer to keep it as long as possible because of the interest rates and, the write-offs that you get from that. But what are your opinions on it?
So when you say a bank will not finance those, I assume it's because the balances are too low. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's correct.
So for the folks listening at home or at the office, there is a limit, a floor in which a bank will not finance a property. And Terry, you'd have to tell me it's probably what, $35,000-$40,000, somewhere around there, where they're just not interested in refinancing those properties.
Usually if you get around 50,000, they don't even want to refi you at that point.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. There are some lenders that do it. I'll tell you what, me personally, I'm an old school guy when it comes to rental properties. I'm all about paying them off. If you like them, pay them off. Now, if you're looking to get into another asset class, I could see selling those off and then doing the old 1031 exchange into something else. But if you like them, I mean, what's wrong with paying them off? I don't think that's a bad thing. And then just buying more, right?
Okay. Yeah, I own some outright, and I love the fact that I own those because it's so stress-free, to be honest. But I just know some people have different schools of thought about it, and I was just curious about your thinking.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's a strategy that some of us are using in our group where we're putting properties on 15-year notes, and then somewhere between year 7 or 9, depending on the appreciation, selling half the portfolio and paying off the other half. So let's say you had 20 houses on a 15-year note. Somewhere around year 7, year 9, again, depending on how much they've appreciated, sell off half the portfolio and pay off the other half, and now you've got 10 houses free and clear. So I think it really depends on where you're trying to go, but I've never been a big fan of constantly re-leveraging your rental portfolio unless you've got something else you're doing. So if you go into private lending, that's a good way to re-leverage that and make a better return on the private lending side. Or if you were 1031ing into a 1031 exchange into a different asset class like multifamily or some other commercial real estate, I could see doing that. But if you like them and you like doing single family, pay them off, go buy some more. I like that strategy. So.
All right, sounds awesome.
All right, thanks, Terry. Another option for somebody like Terry too is do a portfolio loan and park those all in one loan. But I will tell you guys this: we do have a lender in our group that can lend on those lower balance deals. We've got somebody that can absolutely do that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for everybody. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But I've always been a huge fan of pay these things off. I don't understand the need to constantly re-leverage. Now, if you've only got, for whatever reason, and this has to do with, let's go back to today's theme of the show, you're still building on a blueprint when you knew less. One of the things I see is people will go out, Terry's a little bit different, but where a lot of people will go out and they'll have just enough seed capital to do 5 or 6 houses, and they need to get to 20. So they'll re-leverage those, or they will sell them so they can capture the equity, and they'll go out and buy, let's say, 10. However, that's a challenge with their blueprint. That's not a problem with the real estate. It's a problem with the blueprint. So let me go back to this blueprint discussion again. I see all the time. We now do... Tom and I will do these little trade shows where we set up a Right Path booth and we have our little banners and flyers, and Tom and I or Colby was standing out in front of the booth just chatting with people. We say, hey, what do you do? I'm a real estate investor. I'm like, well, good, because we're at a real estate investor conference. What do you do? Oh, I buy rental properties. Great. How many rentals do you have? 7. Well, sweet. When did you buy them? 5 years ago. Why haven't you bought any more? Well, I can't find deals. The market's just so crazy, I can't find deals. And I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true. That's the blueprint you were sold. That was the blueprint you were sold that tells you don't have any more money. That's a blueprint issue. That's not a real estate market issue. And then I'll say, let me guess, you're a part of this group. And they'll go, oh, what? How did you know that? Or they're a flipper. And say, man, I love flipping houses. I've done 2 or 3 over the last 3 years. Well, is that all you want to do? Or do you want to do more? Yeah, I wanted to do more, but well, tell me about the deals. Well, I made money on this one. I lost money on this one. And I made money on this one. And I lost money on this one. And I'll say, let me guess, you're a member of such and such a group. Whoa, how did you know? My favorite are the guys that are like, well, we do this sub-2 owner finance thing, and we partner with other people in our group, and well, how's that working out for you? Well, we've made a little money here, and we've done some wholesale deals here, and it just doesn't seem to really work out. I'm making okay money here, and I'm like, let me guess, you're a member of that group. Whoa, how did you know that? My favorite are the guys that are selling the Pretty House program right now, where you buy houses that are retail ready, subject to, and then you wholesale those to an end user owner occupant, or you wrap it with an owner finance note. And they start telling me this complicated process of this whole thing. And I'll say, let me guess, you haven't done any deals. And they look at me and go, yeah, how'd you know? And then I'll say, and you're a part of this group. Say, oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. The new one right now that I see making the circles, because I'm involved in real estate groups across the country, and I'm involved in clubs across the country. Just about every major market, I've got a Facebook group that I'm involved with, and I go in and check in on these Facebook groups. The new thing right now is assisted living facilities. And I got pitched an assisted living facility deal, a mentor, about a year and a half ago. and this was just coming out. And I asked them, I said, how many assisted living facilities do you own? And they said 0. And I said, okay, well, how familiar are you with fire and life safety for healthcare facilities and assisted living facilities? And they said, what? How familiar are you with, let's say, NFPA and IBC and all those? Oh, I'm not. I said, okay, well, I used to do that for a living, and I can tell you a single-family house without substantial, very expensive renovation is not going to meet a lot of codes, a lot of very expensive codes. And I said, what kind of insurance do you get for an assisted living facility? Taking a single-family house in a neighborhood and turning it into an assisted living facility, how's that insurance work out? So there was a lot of holes, let me put it that way, in some of what these people were doing. And so now I see this assisted living facility thing permeating through the real estate market. So it's fascinating to watch these trends. And here we are just sitting here in Houston buying 100, 150 houses a year the same way we did it 4 years ago, the same way we did it, the year before that and the year before that. There's only 4 ways to make money in this business. That's it. The blueprint are 4 different ways. Now, what's important to know about that particular blueprint is there are certain ways to be successful in this business, and you can't deviate too much from that. There's not. I hear this all the time. Jason, there's like 80 ways to buy a house. No, there's not. There's really about 3. That's it. There's not 80 ways to buy a house. Well, what about this way? And I'll just say, that's a derivative of this. Well, what about this? That's a derivative of that. And then I'll ask them, hey, the guy that's teaching you this stuff, does he buy 100 houses a year doing that? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. And then I'll say, you probably should have asked them that before you wrote them a big check for their real estate coaching. You need to ask these guys a lot of questions. How many deals do you do using this method that you just explained from stage?
1 minute.
How many students do you have that are successful using that method? What percentage of your clients are successful doing this? When y'all go to these real estate seminars, don't get me wrong, they're exciting. There's a lot of music. They're running around. I'll tell you right now, ours are not like this. But the ones I've been to, they're very emotional. Everybody gets up, jumps around, rah-rah, cheerleading. But you've got to step back. You've got to ask some smart questions. Hey, well, does this actually work? Does the guy on stage actually know what he's doing? Does the guy on stage actually do any deals? Start asking these questions before you write these big checks. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk more about the blueprint you're using when you knew less. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer.
Todd Lee, man, I hadn't seen you in a while. OKC.
We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract to close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction.
Equal housing
Mr. Famous.
NMLS 514497.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Rehab loans, conventional loans, FHA, and no-income documentation loans can seem scary unless you have the right mortgage company to guide you through the process. Since 2003, Noble Mortgage has been helping investors just like you. Whether rehabbing houses, buying your first home, rental, or commercial property, Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing. Call Noble
I love how
Mortgage
all
at
this green is invisible.
680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143.
What would you attempt if you knew you could not fail?
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high-equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com now. That's getmlscomps.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results?
1 minute.
There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall.
Hey, Ginger, I didn't ask you yesterday. I assume you're. I think I just saw you on the feed.
Or visit our website.
Did you get that 5-house package under contract? What's going on there?
0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live
RJ,
at
hot mics in 5, 4,
facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Theme of today's show, you're still building on a blueprint when you knew less. How many of you started in this business, you had a plan, and you got sold a blueprint, and that blueprint's just not panning out? You thought you'd be a millionaire. You thought you'd retire inside of 5 years. And in 5 years, all you've managed to do is buy 5, 6, 7, 8 houses. And I can tell you, even buying 20 houses, most of the folks that listen to this radio show, let's be honest, 20 houses at $300 a month, that ain't going to retire you. It's not. Most of the people who listen to the show, that's not going to work. $6,000 a month isn't exactly going to retire you guys. So you got sold a blueprint. 20 houses in 5 years, and you're like 5 years in, you got 7 or 5 or 10 or whatever. What happened? Ran out of seed capital, weren't as easy to buy as fast as you thought they would. But boy, that sales pitch from the front of the room sure sounded great, didn't it? Made it sound like anybody can do this. It's easy. Just go on MLS, right? Go on HAR and the deals just come to you, right? Your email box is just going to make you a millionaire. And the reality is that's not true. You're still working from a blueprint when you knew less. Might be time to upgrade the blueprint. A lot of cases, it's not the investor. That's the amazing thing. I did this in my Facebook Live this morning. There's a lot of people that are working hard. And the vast majority of people I know in real estate are pretty sharp people. I mean, it's a good group of solid, hard-working, smart people. And they're not getting the success that they should. And the reason is because they got the wrong blueprint. They got the wrong map. They're just plain wrong things. You can work hard, you could be smart, but if you're doing it at the wrong stuff, you're not going to be successful. Period. You can know everything about this business, but if you're not doing those handful of things that are right, you're not going to be able to retire in 5 years. You're not going to be able to pass on a legacy. You're not going to be able to build a flipping business so you can quit your job and chase your dream of being a real estate investor. You just can't. There's a handful of ways to do this business right, and there's a whole lot out there that's taught wrong. I see this all the time. I see it on Facebook. Jason, I can totally learn all this stuff from a book. You can learn the technical details from a book, absolutely. But to put it all together, you can't. That's like saying I can go to medical school, learn it all from a book, and then I'm ready to be a surgeon. That's ridiculous. It's like going to be an engineer, never having any hands-on experience, and now you have to build a drill platform. Sorry, that's not how this world works. It doesn't work like that. Oh, I can read it all from a book and I'll be, like the greatest investor ever. No, you won't. You're still going to have to earn that education. And you can either write a check to somebody who does have a blueprint that works, or you're going to write a check at the closing table for the deals you lose money on. Or you're going to write a check in time that it takes you to learn those lessons. One of the consistent complaints I get about Right Path Real Estate is, why haven't we heard about you guys sooner? Because I spent years struggling with these other groups. Where were you guys 5 years ago? I will tell you this. I've had some meetings the last couple of days. We're changing a couple of things. Hint, you're going to start to hear more of us on the radio. So more of you guys can hear from us. But that's a constant complaint I hear all the time. I wish I'd found you guys a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I just spent 5 years losing money on half the deals I've done, or 5 years with only 7 rental properties. I mean, if I had met you guys 5 years ago, I'd have 100 rental properties. I'd say, yeah, you probably would. I can't do anything about that. All I can tell you is weekend retreats this weekend. So, you coming or not? That's the question. How much longer do some of y'all want to suffer investor purgatory? How much longer do you want to be afraid? What's your the other thing I like to talk about is plan B. In other words, what happens if you lose your job? What's your plan B for your job and your retirement? What is plan B? If you don't have a plan B, you might be stuck. Real estate's a great plan B. You get 20, 30 rental properties, lose your job, you can always go find the next one. Got plenty of float there with cash flow coming in. Or maybe you just decide now is the time to just leave the job full time and start your real estate business. Maybe now's that time. But I'll tell you right now, you got to buy the right blueprint. Got to buy the right map. The one that actually gets you the success that you need in this business. And I'm not kidding. When I was telling those stories at the beginning of the show, when I asked people, hey, what do you do? What have you done in real estate? Where are you trying to get to? And then I can tell them this is what club they're involved in or what real estate educator they've bought from. That happens all the time. All the time. It'll happen this weekend. We're going to be at the weekend retreat up in Dallas. There'll be, 30, 40, 50 people there. However many folks at the weekend retreat. And the VIPs will be sitting there eating dinner, VIP folks hanging out. Hey, what'd you do? Oh, I did this, this, and this. And let me guess, you bought from this guy. And they'll go, oh my gosh, how'd you know? Well, actually, you know what? We ought to make it a game. Just go around the table. All right, tell us what you've done, and we can pinpoint what real estate club you're involved in. Because they all have the same they buy this one, you buy this blueprint, and the failure rate's the same. Like I know exactly of the people who actually take their advice and start moving forward and implementing the things that they teach. They will get stuck between house number 4 and house number 9. That's like 90% of them that are, quote, successful, because a lot of these clubs I've been involved in, I'll tell you that right now. Of the people who are, quote, successful, This is where they get stuck. And then people who are flipping houses. They'll make some money, lose some money, make some money, lose some money. Kind of got it figured out, maybe not. And somewhere between house number 4 and 7 in flipping, I know they bought this program. They'll go, oh my gosh, how'd you know? I'm like, because the people that are successful in your group, they're all stuck in the same place. Quote, successful. There are a number of national real estate coaches that when they come to Houston, they'll call me and say, hey, can we get together and chat? I said, great. They'll say, my event's over Sunday night. You know, where can I meet you? And I'll say, you can come down to Sugar Land because I can walk to Town Center from my house. So we'll sit down and meet, and I'll say, and we'll, a couple of adult beverages in, they'll say, hey, here's where me and my wife are struggling. We can do about 15 to 25 houses a year, and I'm trying to grow and scale bigger than that. And I'll say, let me guess. Here are your problems. Bang, bang, bang. And they'll say, holy cow, how'd you know? And then I'll say, because you're not the first guy I've talked to about this problem. That special announcement Tom and I had last week, that event is coming up not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. We're going to have 7 to 10, 15 people in the room, however many it is. I can't remember. But you will see, we're gonna talk during that event. You will see, those of you who will be at that event, it's a very small room that literally y'all have a lot of people have very similar problems depending on what real estate education company they bought from, what blueprint they bought. They all have the same failings. Here's the really depressing part of this whole thing. Most of these real estate education companies are over 10 years old. And they've had the same failure points since they started. In other words, they never got better.
2 minutes.
Isn't that strange? Like if all of the people who are members of your group who bought your coaching all had the same problem with the map, with the blueprint, why wouldn't you change the blueprint? I mean, it's pretty... I'm a guy on the outside. Some of these clubs I've been in, but I'm the guy on the outside, and within 5 minutes, I can tell what club they've been in. In fact, I can tell what club they've been involved in, and I can almost peg to the month how long they've been in it. I'm the guy on the outside. Who's looking at the success of the folks inside their clubs and saying, it seems like we're having a consistent breakdown at this one issue here? Like they get stuck with seed capital, not having enough money to buy more rental properties. How do we fix that problem for the folks that are in our coaching program?
1 minute.
Or let's say they bought a wholesale product and they're having the same problem with closing deals consistently. How do we address that issue? Or if they're a flipper and they're making money on some and losing money on others, how do we address this issue? Because it's not like they don't have enough data points, right? This is, as a guy on the outside and sometimes as a guy on the inside, I can see where it breaks down. And I'm not their real estate coach. I'm not their guru. And I can sit there and say, well, here's your problem. It's these 3 things. Fix these 3 things. Boom, you're off to the, you're at the next level. Does that make sense? All these people are on the same level. They buy this blueprint when they were new, and they're all stuck in the same place. We get back from the break. We're going to talk more about the blueprint that you bought when you knew less. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high equity.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Do you guys don't you guys do lender events?
Yeah, we do private lender. We call it the Private Lender Summit.
Is that one of the, do you have one coming up soon or?
Probably in the fourth quarter. I have not planned it yet.
Okay.
But it'll be in the fourth quarter sometime.
Okay.
Partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992
Ginger, that's
or
funny.
reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at NextGen.
Jeff, I don't know when I'm doing a flying saucer event. I am super busy
Time
for
is
the
money
rest of
in
the
a real
year.
estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or
We've got the weekend
non-responsive,
retreat this
we can do the
weekend.
deal like that.
I think
You
we're
need a
doing some
quick
family
turnaround
stuff
on
next
quotes,
weekend. The
reminders.
following week I'm in
The agency for that is
California,
Benchmark
so
Insurance Group
it's
Protection.
tough for me to break
The team at
away.
Benchmark understands the investor mindset.
But we do need to
They
do
know
another
what you
event
need
down there. It
when
was a
you
lot
need
of
it.
fun.
We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your
All right,
retirement
30
plans?
seconds.
Why settle for mediocre results?
All right.
There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817.
All right, Jay. Hot
And look
mics
for us
in
on
5,
Facebook Live
4,
at facebook.com/RightPath
3,
Real
1.
Estate.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Look, what's the blueprint you bought, and is it working for you? I network with thousands of investors every month. Our free events that we have up here on Thursday nights, we're getting close to 200 people at each one of these events. A lot of them are new, so I know a lot of new people are listening to us right now. Picking up a lot of new folks. It's kind of wild. We're starting to see a lot of our efforts from the last 18 months pay off. We're starting to see a lot of people get attracted to Right Path. Question I've got for you guys, is the blueprint working for you? I always find it interesting whenever we get folks that visit us here at Right Path, and I'll say, look, you guys come to the weekend retreat? Oh, no, we're here for the education. I'm like, well, if everything's working for you, why are you here? I mean, if you're new, I get it. You're in information gathering mode. That's totally cool. But for the folks that are already in real estate, you're already a member of a bunch of clubs. You've got a bunch of coaching programs. I mean, why be here? Unless you're missing something. And if you're missing something, let's be honest about it. I mean, we were all missing something at some point. That's one of the reasons why we started Right Path. I mean, if there was an organization like this when I started out, I'd be in a completely different place than I am now. So I'd highly recommend for a whopping $300, which, by the way, we were talking about a price increase yesterday. But for a whopping $300, you can learn how we built our real estate investing business.
2 minutes.
Now, if your business is running perfectly and fine and you're meeting all your goals and making all the money you want, no reason to come to any of our events. No reason to come to the weekend retreat. If you're struggling, can't find money, can't find deals, can't sell houses, can't wholesale. I mean, if you're having challenges somewhere there, you need to be at our weekend retreat. How do you sign up? Go to rightpathrealestate.com, rightpathrealestate.com. Or you can send Veronica an email, support@rightpathrealestate.com. Again, that's support, SUPPORT, at rightpathrealestate.com. She will get you all signed up, shoot a link over to you. Dallas-Fort Worth will be there this weekend. It starts Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we literally talk about how we raise money, how we market for deals, how we scale and grow our business, how we do rehabs. I mean, we talk about every segment of the business that's applicable to all the different types of real estate investing: buy and hold, flipping, wholesaling, and being the bank. Talk about all that stuff at the weekend retreat. Then our next weekend retreat in Houston is at the end of September, which, truth be told, is probably close to being sold out. And we're almost 6 weeks away from it. Somewhere between 6 and 8 weeks away.
30 seconds.
Highly recommend, if you're here in Houston, you go ahead and sign up for that because it's not going to last long. rightpathrealestate.com or support at Right Path Real Estate. Thanks for listening to the show, folks. I'll be on the show tomorrow. Build Your Team Thursday. We'll talk about 3 different vendors that can help you take your business to the next levels. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
All right, Mr. Bible. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Find Jason and Tom at Right Path Real Estate.